All right. So you are in the Listing Like a Boss workshop. And it's super fun because, well, I wrote this class and I've taught it to some of the best in this business of real estate in Keller Williams, because it is literally, we all have a different way we do our listings. We all have a different way of how we service our listings. And when it comes to your way, you get to envision what you want your business to be, because guess what? Believe it or not, you are a boss. And you might have had a boss before that you hated. You might have had a boss before that you're like, that guy was amazing or she was incredible. And I think that it's important to have had a boss before so that you can choose. You can make a decision about what kind of a boss you're going to be. Because when you get into real estate, you've signed up to be entrepreneurial. And you were actually entrepreneurial in order to even get your license to get into real estate. So if you're on this class right now, I just want you to sit back, but also be all in. So can you guys just count on me? Just get in with me to be all in during our time. That you are using your time for this. Don't be distracted by anything else. Be all in and really enter into this material so that you can be get as much value from it as possible. It's all about value, you guys. And so from this point going forward during our time, be all in, get the nuggets, the gold that's come out from today could change the way that you take your listings, could help you win the business. And if you get one more deal from this, if you got 5 more deals from what you learned today, this could be an extremely valuable time. And your time is the most valuable thing that you have, you possess. So for you to invest in this, and I'm going to invest everything I can to bring value back to you. So that's my hope, is that you'll come away with something, even if it's just one thing that you're going to take from today that you're going to put into your listing presentation, or you're going to choose that new strategy to go get those listings that you deserve to get. Because guess what, you guys? Hear me out. I'm going to get close on this one. There are not enough good agents. Okay? You hear that? There are not enough good agents. And the clients that you are going to work with, the clients that are going to choose you as their realtor, deserve the best. They deserve the best. And so on this mission to create for your clients a vision of what it means to be a great real estate agent, for what it means to provide the epic level of service to your clients that they deserve. Because guess what? You get to choose that level of boss you want to be. And today we're going to up the game. We're going to up the game. Did you see how sharp I look, by the way? Did you see this? I've got my vest on, got my tie, and we're going to talk about why that is. So here we go. In fact, I'm going to go over here and boom. So I ask you this question. Are you a boss or not? You are. You are a boss, and you get to decide who you're going to be. So are you, though, the boss you want to be? And you get to choose that. All right. So what does a boss stand for? All right. Because I created an acronym here. So we've got BOSS, boss. And in my world, how I built our business in real estate with my team in Sonoma County, California, is that we are really a business of systems and standards. When you nail down what your standards are, it becomes real easy to choose the systems that you're going to implement. Not only that, but you are a business. You are not just a realtor. If you're by yourself, even if you're muted, I want you to say, I'm not just a real estate agent. Say that out loud to yourself. I am not just a real estate agent. Okay? Now, you are a business, and you are the boss of that business, and you get to decide. So if you fail in this business, whose fault is it? Everything rises and falls on leadership. We've heard that before. If you've never heard that before, everything rises and everything falls on leadership. And if you're the boss, like I have become the CEO of this office, our growth and our momentum and our energy and how we do our business ultimately falls on my shoulders. And I want that same level of efficiency. I want that same level of intensity. I want that same level of mindset to follow this business of systems and standards for you. Okay? So be all in. Here we go. There's a quote, let's make a difference in the time that makes a difference. Do you hear that? For your client's sake, for the people that you've aligned your business with, you get to make a difference, especially make a difference when the time it makes a difference. In the time that it makes a difference. And that's a great quote. It's changed my world when I thought about that. Here's my little family. I wanted to introduce you just briefly in the process of this. I do this in my listing presentation too, is they need to know the why behind a lot of times what I do. And these are my awesome people. There's my beautiful wife, Jessica. This is Titus, my little son. This is Jaden, my daughter. And this is our little baby Tobin over here. So here's our little family. And I was literally starting the first nationwide QL tour. You might not be able to read that too well, but the first nationwide QL tour at the bottom is what got me here to Springfield because of COVID shutting everything down. And we bought property here and we're all in. We just love this community. But I wanted you to see who's behind my life, the one that keeps me running, the one that keeps my home in order, and all of our little kids that have been we've been blessed with. So kind of a fun thing. If you haven't seen or heard or met them, here's a little introduction of them. And this is what I was teaching. Quantum Leap changed my world, and it's one of the things that I am actually I'm actually the number one speaker for Quantum Leap in the nation and the world for that matter. And it's about a world changer mindset. So that was the class that I was teaching, and this was our journey that we were on around the United States. It was literally like a 14 to 18,000 mile journey, which is kind of insane to think about. And then literally because of COVID, we ended up changing our trajectory, going to Idaho, then going over here to Utah, and then finally coming over and coming down to Springfield, which is where it started it all in the journey there. So this was kind of a fun thing I just wanted to add in here to kind of show you a little bit of background on me and why I'm here. This is actually the farmhouse down in Ozark that we stayed in when we first came to Springfield. And this is our house that we ended up buying when we moved to Springfield. And so it's a beautiful little 1800s farmhouse that got renovated. I wanted to give you this little history because guess what? Your clients like to know a little bit more about you. They do. They want to know a little bit about you. So this is us. This is where we're at. Eventually, we are going to be doing a lot of cool things from our property that we're going to be inviting the office and the agents out to, maybe doing big fireworks out in our property at some point during 4th of July next year, or doing a big potluck or camping or who knows what. If you guys wanted to get involved in doing things like that at home, that's us. So I say, who's in the Zoom? Not who's in the room, but who's in the Zoom. I've talked with some of you. David, we were chatting just a second ago, or Steven, I see you on there. Nancy, Rob, Jason, there's an iPhone apparently that's on here. No, but sometimes I like to know, what's the number one thing that you would like to learn today? And if you guys ever want to, jump in, unmute yourself, I'd be happy to hear from you if you want more explanation on something as well. All right. Anything right now before I really kick it all in? Anything else? If anybody wants to unmute themselves, you're welcome to. All right, let's do it. Question for you. Would you hire you? Would you hire you? If you see all these realtors in the office, if you look out and say, man, they're the number one, or they're number two, or they're one of the top 10 agents, would you hire them or would you hire you? Like, if you were going to be buying or selling real estate, what differentiates you from them? And what makes you more valuable as an agent than them? So a powerful thing here. Would you hire you? And how effective are you? If you were to nail yourself down and going on a scale from 1 to 10 of effectiveness, 1 being what's being effective, you don't even know what effectiveness is, and a 10 being I am Steve Jobs, who changed the world with his level of effectiveness, what would you label yourself as? Right? How effective are you and would you hire you based upon that? So there's a big question for you. If it's yes, great. If you're on a scale from 1 to 10 and you're like a 5, guess what? You have the ability to upgrade that. You have the ability to change that scope of that. So there we go. That's pretty big. So great businesses. Here's something that changed my world. Great businesses get paid big dollars to solve big problems. All right. Some of you might have heard me say that before, but great businesses get paid big dollars to solve big problems. When your client needs to buy a house, that's a big problem in a way because they can't do it on their own necessarily. There's a lot of logistics, there's a lot of paperwork, there's a lot of things that they don't know. They're in what's called unconscious incompetence because they don't know what they don't know in order to get what they want. And so you come along and you solve that problem for them. And guess what? You become valuable and you get paid money to do that. So you are a valuable person that's providing a valuable service to people that couldn't do it on their own. And so how do we do that? They ask big questions to unearth the big problems. So you say, what's a big question, Tim? What are you talking about? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Businesses get paid and then asking questions? What does this all mean? Well, guess what? As a business owner who's a boss of that business, you get to ask yourself powerful questions in order to unearth the big problems so that you can solve them. So you could say, here's an idea. Here's an example of a question you could ask yourself. How could I be more effective than I already am? It's already saying that you are effective, so it's a positive statement, but it's a powerful question. You could say how, so it's open-ended. So how can I be more effective than I already am? That's a powerful question that if you solved it, it would actually change your business, change your life. How can I be a better husband than I already am? Is that not a big question? And that's a pretty big statement, is it not? How can I be a better father than I already am? If I become the best father that I can imagine, what does that do to my children's lives? What does that do to the trajectory of my family? What does that do for who you want to become, especially as a business owner, especially as a listing agent, especially as a person of value to your community? So you can say, how could I be a better blessing to the community that I serve? Do you hear these questions? These are a way that when you get better at asking yourself questions, guess what? You become more valuable based on taking action on those questions. Danny Kokoska taught me that, and it changed everything for me. So here we go. Let's keep going. I say this business is a train. This business, real estate, is like a train. And my mom and I, who taught me real estate, she actually was the one that first told me this analogy that I think is really great. So hear me out. Your first year in business, you are running as fast as you can to get to the train. The train is already moving. Does the real estate train stop? Say no. No, it doesn't. So if the real estate train is running, if the real estate train is rocking, how hard do I have to run to catch it in my first year? So I'm running. I'm like, trying to catch it, doing my lead gen, building my database, working with my clients as much as I can, exposing things on Facebook, working with everybody I possibly can to catch the dang real estate train. Okay? Well, let's say I make it. I actually, in my second year, I actually am on the back of the train. I'm holding on and I'm standing on the edge of the train and I'm not having to run. Okay? I'm not like, I got on the train, right? That second year in the business is actually you having made it onto the train. But you're not in the train. You're not sitting comfortably in the train. You're not sleeping in the sleeping cart on the train, right? You just made it on. Your third year in the business is where you understand things so much more fundamentally. You understand things so much more clearly. You actually know what it takes to write an offer that gets accepted. You know what it's like to take listings and have them on the market and either be sold or not. You've worked with clients. You've seen the changes in the market as the seasons have changed. So that third year in the business is when you're actually sitting on the train. You're comfortable in the train. Business is coming back to you, maybe even repeat business or referral business is coming your way. People have started to really see you as valid in this business in your third year. And then from the fourth, fifth, sixth years, guess what? You get to decide at that point if you want to be the one driving the train or if you want to be the one directing the trains where to go. That gets exciting too. Because as a boss of your business, you get to decide how big it gets. Are you a Ben Kinney that's just had it with this normal life of not having enough money that goes so big, so fast, and he's the #1 agent in the world now? right? Ben Kinney, the Ben Kinney team and Keller Williams. It's amazing what he's doing. And his level of expansion is outrageous. Now, do you have it within you to do that? Maybe not, and that's okay. Maybe you just want to get so efficient and so effective that your clients just feel so valued one-on-one. And then that's okay too, all right? But it's your business and you're the boss of it, so here we go. But every realtor's job is to actually become the tracks that the trains can run on. Because as we take listings, guess whose phone's ringing from other people, from other agents who want their buyers to buy our properties? As a listing agent, my phone rings when I've got my sign in the yard, right? And Keller Williams' motto is your listings equal your leads. We don't take floor time and put a new agent on the phone waiting for the office phone line to ring, like Coldwell Banker or some other, almost every other brokerage out there that's called a broker-centric model. They are taking from what you should be getting normally. Keller Williams, one of the reasons I loved and thought about joining Keller Williams was because it's about my listings. It's about my leads. How cool. Not every place does that. That's a very rare thing. That's very powerful. So there's the tracks. Guess what? We have systems and tools for all these things. How to get listing appointments, to create the listings that you take in order to provide the value that you do in helping them facilitate and navigate through the transaction in order to get the closings you get, because that creates the profit that you want. If you've never seen this before, then maybe what we need to do is do another class on the 4 conversations. That's basically what this is. And honestly, hear me out. I believe they titled it wrong. It really is 5 conversations. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, really. Because your wall of value, how is that not a conversation? Right? All right. So here we go. Let's continue. This line, Gary Keller, as in Keller Williams, he started every office meeting and every leadership meeting with one diagram for like the first 5 years of the company. Did you know that? Every time they'd come in and he'd draw a line, and most of you that have been with Keller Williams for a while, he would show this right here, and he would say, all right, what's that? Leads. Leads are the foundation of this business. You are in the lead generation business. So as a boss in the lead generation business, if you're going to do that, what are you doing it for? To get listings. Do you see that? And then service those listings, you provide your value, and guess what? You need leverage to do that really well. So everything that we do falls in these categories, and I'm not going to spend too much time in it. There's a whole nother class I could teach about that, and I could probably spend all day talking about this one triangle and all the different facets that Keller Williams has built around these things. Yet I'll say this: you need leads as the foundation to get the dang listings, because if you have the listings, guess who controls the business? You do. You become the tracks the trains can run on if you've got the listings, okay? And then the leverage is all the systems, tools, models, leadership that you can leverage, and staff if you hire somebody, right? Okay. And then I say this, I say that you need a minimum of 3 lead gen strategies, okay? If you're going to get leads, lead gen strategies, 1, 2, 3. A stool with 2 legs cannot stand. Do you know what that means? That means you need 3 in order for your business. If this stool represents for your business, if you're going to sit on a stool like your business, if you're going to rest on your business, you need 3 lead gen strategies minimum. Okay? And so your database is usually one of them. Your farm can be one of them. Your open houses, it can be one of them. And I'm not going to go to each one of these things, but we're going to talk about a lot of them during the presentation. What are your 3 going to be? You get to decide what your ones are going to be. Okay? You get to choose. You're the boss. And even if you're on a team, that doesn't matter. It's up to you. You've ever heard that quote? If it's to be, it's up to me. Guess what? If it's to be, it's up to you. And here we go. Your business to business. A lot of people don't know what B2B means. Business to business. That means your handyman, your plumber, your electrician, your roofer, all the people in your world that do business that is also in ancillary business to real estate, leverage those people. Your FISBOs and expireds, you could absolutely do those. Or if you were like, let's say a radio guy, like even Mike Brown, I just found out, our own Mike Brown used to have a radio show. Can't you see him doing that? He'd be perfect at that. All right, so that you need to pick 3 to get these leads, okay? And I want you to think about this. You get to choose where your leads come from. I said it a little bit, but guess what? How effective are you at getting those leads? Does it take you 25 phone calls to get 1 potential appointment? Does it take 50 people coming through your open house in order for you to have 1 person sign the dang sign-in sheet or something like that? No. You need to get better, and you need to choose which ones you're going to get the best at. You're the boss, okay? And that's what it is. On a scale from 1 to 10, how effective are you at choosing where your leads are going to come from? You could literally, I mean, you want to see this just in action? You could be the person that goes from, you know, I don't know how many leads I've gotten standing in the store waiting for the checker. Literally, I've got my cart, I've got my things I'm buying, and I'm standing in line, and somebody recognizes me in Sonoma County, California, and says, "Hey, Tim, how are you doing, man? Hey, how's the real estate market?" And then literally everyone around is paying attention and listening in because they got nothing better to do other than maybe play a game on their phone. And then all of a sudden, you're talking about what's going on in the real estate market. And all of a sudden, everybody sees you as a professional because one person validated it. If you just did that all day, let's say you just hung around different grocery stores and bought things from time to time, and just when you saw people you met, or you're standing in line and you go, "Hey, have you seen what the real estate market's doing?" You could drum up the conversation, and you don't even have to see somebody you know. There's different ways that you can choose where your leads are going to come from. All right, question. Can I have permission to tell you about a new way to get clients? All right. So I just want you to say yes in the comments, or I want you to give me the thumbs up like you, Mark. I see you on here. You're awesome. Thumbs up. This is a way that you've never heard of unless you've already had a one-on-one with me. Some of you people out there have met with me already, and I've told you a little bit about this because it's the simplest, cheapest, probably the easiest way I can think of to actually go out and just get new clients right now, today, tomorrow, this week, next week, anytime. You don't need listings to get them. Guess what? Watch this. Okay, so I've got some thumbs up. We're going to move forward. I'm going to tell you this new way. Why have you never heard of it before? Because I invented it. I said, I'm almost guaranteeing that you've never heard of it before because I invented it. Now, are we all in? I need you guys to be all in for a minute. If you're going to catch something from today, remember, what's the point in having a listing unless you have got the listing potential, right? The leads is what we're talking about right now. So here's the new way for you to get new listing potentials. You ready? Here we go. If I paid you $150,000 per year, all right, so I just want you to think how much you're making right now, based upon what activities you do all the time. But I want you to say, if I paid you $150,000 per year cash in your hand, let's say, just to go out, stand in front of new listings, okay, new houses on the market, for 4 hours every weekday, just Monday through Friday, show those people that come by the houses and make friends with those people that come by, would you do it? 150 grand, 5 days a week for 4 hours to go out and make friends at new listings. Would you do it? All right, again, give me the thumbs up if you would, or yeah, okay, perfect, Mark, love it. It's not, I'm not even talking about the deals that would come from it. If I just paid you $150,000 to do this, great, I see some thumbs up, so we're going to continue. All right, you ready? But wait, the people that didn't give me the thumbs up, there's some of you that didn't give me the thumbs up, and that's okay. What about if I paid you $300,000 to do it? All right, so Jake or Wem or let's see, who else? Michael. If I paid you $300,000 a year to do that, would you do it? There, Michael. Hey, Jake, thank you. Okay. Now, I love Steven. Thank you, Steven. All right, so question then, a question. What would happen if you really did this? All right. So open houses every single weekday, 5 days a week for 4 hours. Basically, I'd say from between 2:30 to 6:30 if you did this. For about the remaining 18, there's about 18 weeks left in this year. All right. So for, let's say, the approximate 18 of the remaining weeks of 2020, how much business would this generate? All right. Okay. Now watch. I actually asked the question here. Is it safe to say that you could get at least 2 real buyers and or sellers if a week if you did this? So imagine 5 days a week for 4 hours, and you're out there at new listings, and you're meeting the people that are coming by. You're meeting the neighbors, and talking about the new listing that's up in that area. Would it be pretty safe to say you could probably get 1 to 2 minimum buyers or sellers this way a week? This is really, really, what's the word? Conservative. This is a very conservative estimate. When I've done this, it's been a lot more than this. Okay, now hold on. That would be 2 for the next 18 weeks. That would be 35 potential deals. And let's say your average sales price is $170,000 average sales price here in Springfield. That would equal $150,000 GCI. Does that number sound familiar? Okay. So what are potential issues with this? Let's talk about this. Let's break this down, because already your minds are churning. I can feel you who have been in this business for a while going like, where's he going with this? How is this going to happen? Where's all these listings coming from? All right. So this is the mindset that often shows up. You ready? I don't have that many listings to do the open houses on all these open houses. I don't have these listings. I can't do that many deals. Oh my gosh, I'm new, or I don't have time to do that many deals. That's ridiculous, right? All right. And then other agents already want to hold open their own listings, so I can't get open houses to do this. That's an oftentimes people will come up with that excuse, right? And then, oh, I don't have time to do that. 4 hours a day for 5 days a week. I don't have time for that. Okay. And then it would be like this. Oh my gosh, that'd be so boring. That would be so boring. All right, it's fine. You don't have to make 150,000. All right. Or I don't do open houses. Open houses are lame. I don't do open houses. That's fine too. You get to choose your 3 lead gen strategies, don't you? So that's fine too. Now, what I'll say this is that, or they'll say I'm too new, or etc. There's other ones other than this, but these are the main ones that I can get from time to time. So we're going to address these. But we're also going to say, I get it. That's okay. You don't have to make $300,000 a year. That's fine. I will. Or who anyone that else chooses to, you can. So watch, here we go. My one way to do this, I call camping. I call it camping, not with tents, okay? Not like this, right? Not like this. We're talking camping because you're actually choosing a lot of times listings that are not yours. You're camping other people's listings. And now bear with me, because some of you are like, I don't know if this sounds sneaky. I don't know if I would do this. But wait, let's watch. Camping explained. First, you need new listings. But Tim, I don't have any right now. Okay, it's fine. You don't have to have new listings. Are there new listings that hit the market all the time? Say yes. Yes, there are. Okay, and look up listings that are recently on the market within the last 3 to 4 days. In this market here in Springfield, I would say within the last 3, because this is a hot market. Things are going flying off the shelves. But within the first 2 to 3 days on the market, how much activity does a nice new listing get? Say a lot. I have found, and I've heard, and I've talked with our agents, and I know the market pretty well at this point. There's a lot of activity that is generated in those first days on the market. Are there not? Give me a thumbs up. Say yes, there is. And there's people that are walking by. There's people that are neighbors. There are people driving by to see the neighborhood. There are people that are coming by to get a flyer. There's even people that are trying to sneak in the backyard to see what the backyard really looks like because the pictures didn't do a good job. I don't know, but a lot of agents tell their clients, go drive by. Do they not? Okay, so hear me out. Ready? It needs to be vacant. Do not camp properties that are not vacant. They need to be not occupied, right? Not occupied. And You can let the agent know that you will be going and showing their property. I like to let the agent know because I can call them and I can go, hey, Kevin, I'm going to be showing your property on 123 Main Street, and I love that one. Hey, can you tell me anything about it? Do you have any offers on the table? Who knows? It could have been sold in this first day. So you're going out and camping a property that's already sold. You don't want to do that, right? So you just go, hey, it says go and show on the property most of the time. If it's vacant, it says go and show, doesn't it? So go and show it. Ready? Here we go. A boss says, okay, I will. And I'd already told you the script about letting the agent know, hey, I love that place. Would you mind if I showed it for a while later today? I would love to, bring you guys an offer on that thing. Cool? All right. So walkable neighborhood. More traffic and exposure, not out of the bound, not out in the boonies. Do a walkable neighborhood. So it needs to be new to the market, vacant, and in a walkable neighborhood. Okay, so that a lot of exposure, a lot more activities happening in that area. Not only that, but preferably in your farm or in a price range that you want. I'd rather sell a $300,000 house than a $50,000 house, right? Okay, so choose houses in a neighborhood or in a price range that you feel comfortable with, that you know well, in a neighborhood that you maybe use your farm. All right, so here we go. I like to show houses that sell themselves. That's what I wrote. That maybe even have a wow factor to it. Maybe there's something unique about it, like the garage has been completely outfitted like a mechanic, would love something like that. But a bonus move, a bonus boss move would be that you like the listing agent as well. So hear me out. If you have a listing and the agent on the other end is a jerk, let's say, to say something nice, why would you want to sell that house? Because if you've got your clients that want to buy that house, or if you are going out to go, drum up business around that house, if they want to buy it, then you're working with a not good agent on the other end that can cost you the deal and all the hard work you put in. So some houses just sell themselves. You don't have to sell anything. In fact, as a realtor, we don't sell anything. We come alongside our clients and help them find and or get what they need, which is their home sold sometimes, right? So be the listing agent that meets your client's needs. You're not selling anything. Okay, stop. Camping further explained, because you might have some more questions. You're like, wait, what is he talking about, right? So you're going to get to this new listing. You're going to drive there. You're going to get to the new listing. You're going to park near the house, right? Somewhere near the front if it's not going to block the house. You're going to open it up. You use your lockbox key. You're going to open it up. You're going to check it out. You're going to turn on all the lights. Make sure no one's squatting there or something. And then, but you're not going to use open house signs unless you got the authority to do so. So let's say that, the new house that's vacant in the walkable neighborhood with, maybe the agent is actually a Keller Williams agent. And you call up, hey, Tim McCall, I see that you've got this great listing and I would love to go sell that one today. Would you mind if I go show it a bunch today? And they go, yeah, great, go for it. And you go, hey, would you mind if I actually used open house signs? You go, yeah, of course, absolutely, go for it. Fellow Keller Williams agent? Absolutely. And a lot of our agents would love it if you did that. So there you go. All right, so you're going to lock it up again though. And you're going to go, wait, what? You're going to turn it all on. You're going to open it up and then you're going to lock it back up. You're going to put the kid back in the lockbox and you're going to, just for less than 20 to 30 minutes. And I'm going to explain why. Yes, I say, why, Tim? I don't understand. And I go, okay, because you're going to door knock or you're going to at least, reach out to the neighbors and just say, hey, and you're going to use Tim's little script. Imagine you've opened up the house, you've gotten there, you've parked there, you're looking around, it's in a walkable neighborhood, so you lock the house back up real quick, and you go to the neighbor's house, 5 to the right, 5 to the left, and 10 across the street. All right, so you're like, what do you mean? Well, watch. If I go to the door to the neighbor and I go knock, knock, and I go, hey, I'm Tim McCall, I'm a realtor. I'm actually going to be showing the house next door. In case you hadn't seen it yet, or if you hadn't been through it since it's been on the market in the last 2 days, I just thought if you'd like to come by, I'm going to be showing it from now till about 4 or 5 o'clock. So if you'd like to come by, you're welcome to come by. Here's my card. And don't worry, we're social distancing, so you're probably wearing a mask while you do this. But I'll say that you're welcome to come by anytime. And if you ever had any questions about what your house might be worth, I'd be happy to do a comparative market analysis for you. Or you could just keep it simple and just go, hey, I'm going to be showing the house next door for a while. You're welcome to come by. Here's my card. It's called the simplest script ever. Don't make it overcomplicated. Just say, hey, I'm Tim McCall, or your name, obviously. And then you go, hey, feel free to come by. I'm going to be showing the house quite a bit. So I have some clients coming by and would love to have you there. That's it. So you use that script, 5 to the right, 5 to the left, 10 across the street. Come back to the house. All right. There it is. 5 to the right, 5 to the left, 10 across the street. And then open the house up again with the door open. Stand out next to the sign in the front yard. Obviously, if there's a good sign in the front yard, go out and stand next to the sign and make the calls that you need to be making anyway out there. All right. So check this out. I mean, how often are we scheduling showings, or are we scheduling inspections, or are we, following back up with past leads? Or are we calling our friends, or, scheduling stuff for the kids, or you're talking to your husband or your wife or your significant other? This kind of stuff, you can make those calls out in front of that house. And a boss move is that track the amount of traffic that you get while you're in front of this house in this particular neighborhood. Because if you know kind of the average traffic that you get at a place like this, you're out there, a beautiful house, we got it open, it's ready to show. The neighbors come by, or somebody's walking their dog, and you just go, hey, how's it going? Just showing this house. And they go, oh, are you the realtor? And you go, I'm a realtor. I'm not the listing agent, but I want to sell this thing. This thing is a beautiful neighborhood. You live in this neighborhood? And they go, yeah. And they're like, oh, tell me about it. What do you love about your neighborhood? You could just ask them. Or you just strike up a conversation. Dang it. It's super easy, is it not? Okay, so check it out. Camping even further explained. So this is the last part of it. And I want you to I hope you're all in. Give me the thumbs up if you're all in. I want to see buttons clicked. I want to hear you guys, right? I need to know that you're all in. Jennifer, appreciate that. There we go. David, awesome. Be all in right now. Michael, Jake, thank you. You guys, this is really important because this last section is going to kind of solidify. Savannah, thank you. All right, here we go. This is the tricky part. When people come by, you show them the house. Show them the house like you would a client, right? Or use Tim's simple script after showing it. So let's say the neighbor comes by that you talked to earlier. Hey, thanks for coming by. Yeah, check it all out. It's vacant anyway. There's probably nothing in there, or it's completely empty. So it's not like they're going to steal anything. And you're right there, so you're going to watch them when they come out of the house. But if you're alone, or if you feel unsafe to be in the house with them the whole time, but show them the house, and then when they're leaving the house, you just go, hey, thanks so much for coming by. Have you guys been thinking of moving? Did you hear that great little script? I want you to write that down. If you haven't written that down, if you got at least the notes or something, I want you to write that down. Just go, hey, so you guys thinking of moving? And they go, no, we're not. And he's like, okay, yeah, cool. I totally get it. This is a great neighborhood. I want to stay here too. If you were to move, where would you go? If you were to move, where would you go? And guess what? Anybody and everybody, even if I asked you, Tammy or David, if I asked you, if you could live anywhere, where would you want to live? Maybe you have an idea, and maybe you already have thought about it, and maybe you would actually tell me, and then I go, well, then what's keeping you? Let's say, Tammy, you've got family back in Kansas City or something, I don't know, and you go, you know what, that's where all my family is, and I thought about moving back to Kansas City, and they go, well, then, what's keeping you here? You can start down that path of learning about them and unearthing that they actually want to sell, or that they need to sell, or that they need to be selling soon, right? This happens. All right, so check this out. So you're thinking of moving? There it is. There's that great quote. Write that down. So if you've been thinking of moving, just like that. If you could live anywhere, where would you go? There's those great little scripts. There's 2 of them. They're phenomenal. They draw out people, and they feel like you're listening, and that you are, because you're a good salesperson. A good salesperson listens. All right, so neighbors are gold. treat them that way. Neighbors are people that are looking at you and seeing, are they worthy? Subconsciously they're looking at you going, are they worthy to list my own home? Neighbors are gold. Treat them that way. Do your best to impress them and offer them a CMA on their own house, comparative market analysis. Hey, would you like to see what your house is worth in this market? Oh, our house is way better than this one. They haven't redone their kitchen like we have, and we did our back deck, and their deck is awful. We could tell our house is worth a lot more. And I go, awesome, you're totally right. And yes or no, right? It's the eye of the beholder, but you never disagree with your client about them and their value of their house, especially when you haven't even done a listing appointment with them. So let's see. It stopped working. But Tim, what if the listing agent comes by? What if the listing agent comes by? Great. Then you say, oh man, I love this place. I can't wait to sell you. I'm waiting for my clients to come by, and I would love to bring you guys an offer. Go ahead and do what you need to do. I'll stay out of your way. If I come by and you as an agent were showing my listing, do I have a problem with that? Say no. Am I excited that you're showing my property? Say yes. Yes. Okay, so don't be afraid if the listing comes by. And you probably have already called them and said, hey, I'm going to be showing your house for this afternoon. Anything I should know? They might have already called you back. And then they come by and they see you showing it. And they're like, oh, hey, what's up, man? Or gal, whatever. Okay. So congratulate them on the fabulous listing that you hope to bring them an offer and with their clients to show it to them. All right. But Tim, what if the other agents come by? What if other agents come by? And that's okay. Watch. You just give them the key for them to show the house, chat with the people that come by that might have already door knocked the house, and just wait for the showing to be done. Chat with them out front. But yeah, you don't get in the way of another agent if they're going to show the house. Put the key back in the lockbox. Let them reopen it. So while they're showing it, you're off the hook if anything were to happen on the property. You always want to be able to give the agent on the other end the liability of showing it. You don't want to have the key in your hand and let them go show it, and then they break the main water main in the house upstairs, and then its water is cascading down the property, and guess whose lockbox is recorded having been opened by you. Right? So you want to put the key back in the lockbox, let them reopen it, let them have their time, show the property, and just chat with anybody and everybody that's coming by the property while they're in it. But Tim, if I do this every day, won't people get upset? No, they won't. They're going to go, wow, dude, you know how many times I would do this and then agents would come by and they'd be like, wait, weren't you just at the other one yesterday? And they go, yeah. They're like, man, you're everywhere. And guess what? It's fun when other agents get to know you as somebody that's out there working. You're out there showing property. You become seen and known really quickly if you're out there showing property. All right, so good. But Tim, if I do this every day, there it is. It gives you an opportunity to talk with other agents too. So it gives you to say, hey, you've been over at blah, blah, blah realty. How's it going over there? You guys getting enough training? That's one of the things that Keller Williams I love about it is that they're always training and always teaching us new tricks, like camping. and it's called being disruptive. And disruptive meaning it's good. Disruptive meaning that you are, in all the right ways. You're being busy. You're being disruptive. You're doing stuff that other people are lame and sit in their office and make calls. You could be out in the properties where people are. Okay, are clients just going to walk in our door and say, I need that guy or I need her to list my property right now? No, they're not. They literally will not do that. So be out where the people are. Be findable easily in their area. Show the initiative. And that's what being disruptive is right there. So again, do not use open house signs unless you get authority to do so. Yeah, unless you get permission. Offer your branded KW mobile app. Okay, here's what that looks like, especially the neighbors who are able to follow the neighborhood when they have the mobile app. How cool, you say? It's true, and it looks great. When you share it with them, they get market snaps. They go directly into your database. How interestingly cool. They set up their own search. They create their own Netflix account that's attached to you. I use the Netflix analogy or the Amazon Prime analogy because guess what? When they create theirs, they're getting a client experience that they do not have yet. They're going to Zillow. Dear God, save us. Their clients' information is being bought and sold on the black market, if you will, of the real estate world. Agents that are paying Zillow to steal client information, that you can save them from that with this. And they can get all of their real estate stuff from you rather than something else. Okay, here we go. So you can create a beautiful, this is my website that KW created. This is my Keller Williams branded website that was free. And I made this little image about downloading my mobile app. Look, there's my little picture, right? And what does this all create? What does this all create? Leads. So we just covered the whole leads portion. Now we're going to move fast. You ready? Are you all in? Give me thumbs up again. Let's continue. Are we good? You got your coffee? You got your water? Good job, Savannah, Jennifer, Michael. Yes, Parker. Good job, David. I love it. Let's keep going. Thank you for all of that. I'm all in. Camping further explained. So this is the last part. But Tim, who's going to do all the deals that get created from this, right? How many of you are love doing paperwork? I don't. And so guess what? I have a transaction coordinator help me do it. Leverage is key, right? And for each client you get, maybe if you're not super busy, then do them yourself and do them together or partner with an agent to do it. Because sometimes you might have a luxury listing, which is why I dress this way. I came dressed today as if I was going to my luxury listing appointment and to dress the part and to set myself up a notch with the way they instantly perceive me, is that I can look young to some people, especially the older someone is, the younger they think I am, right? So, I mean, I'm almost 40, but some people can look at me and go, wow, this is some kid in his 20s. And I hate that, but I also, love that at the same time. It's like, looking young can be great, but then also it can be detrimental when somebody's older and they don't respect you as much. So dressing the part when you go to those listing appointments can be everything. I just wanted to take a second side for that. And then, but Tim, I don't want to give up half of my deals. I don't want to split it with somebody. The reason I brought up the luxury thing is that you can, if you find a listing that you're not prepared to do on your own, you could bring someone else who does luxury all the time, and you can win that deal. You can win that business. I'd rather get half of a luxury deal than no deal at all. Bring in the appropriate people. If I get an opportunity for land, guess what? I'm not that great at land. So I had to go find a land specialist to help me do land. Or you get a commercial opportunity. Guess what? We have a commercial division. In fact, right after this class, I'm going out to go teach at the commercial division of some cool stuff about command, some cool stuff about networking, some cool stuff about KW commercial. But I need you guys to understand that it's okay to bring another agent into the deal with you if it's going to help you secure that business. And guess what? Whose sign is on the front yard? Guess whose phone starts ringing when you've got signs in the front yard? You do, if you partner with great agents to help you secure the business. All right, so that's fine. You can keep getting bogged down by all the things that don't matter as much as lead generation. When we do deals, there's a lot of paperwork involved. There's a lot of things that are going on the back end, your title, your inspections, all the different parts of that cogs of a deal. A lot of that stuff gets in the way of you going out and getting more business. And guess what? If you're the one that stays in lead generation and doesn't get bogged down with all the things that real estate entails, you get to be the rainmaker. All right. Now we can't hear you because you're almost all muted, but I want you to yourself go, I'm a rainmaker. Say it out loud. I'm a rainmaker. Okay. If you stay in lead generation, like Gary says, like I'm telling you right now, as a mega agent who's built a huge business, bigger than anyone in this office. Okay. Now, Adam Grady, he has a different model and he's got ISAs and he's got his thing going. Okay, Dan Holt, he's got his thing going with Jen, and the way they run their business, different than the way I run my business. I'm all about referrals, and I'm all about business-to-business relationships, and I'm all about client appreciation events. That's how we built our business. Okay, now, if you are wanting to do it your way, great. But guess what? You get to choose that because you're a boss. your boss. All right. So run the play. Stay in control of your business like a boss. You get to choose the standards by which you run your business. Mo Anderson said, I am kind, I am loving, and I'm fun, but my standards are not. My standards are here. And guess what? I'm not lowering them. Yeah, so Mo Anderson said that. My standards are not loving and fun. My standards are here because we want to provide an amazing client experience. So great. So, oh wait. Only work with the agents who uphold the same level of value to the client. That's one of the reasons that my life actually suffered. Once I got too busy on my own and with my mom and I just working together, we reached a point where we hit a ceiling of achievement and we couldn't break through that ceiling of achievement. And so we had to get systematized with other agents to come join us. But don't let anybody else come into your business, come into you working with your clients unless they uphold the same level of client appreciation that you do. Okay, that's a big deal. All right, so getting into systems. You know what I love saying? We've got a system for everything. We do. Keller Williams is the one that wrote the book on how to build a business in real estate. And guess what's in there? Systems and models, right? And so when you talk about business of systems and standards, your systems, you've got a system for everything. Now wait, hold on, Tim. What are you talking about? I don't have systems for this. Yes, you do. Watch. This is a sheet from Bold, and you might not be able to see it that well, but I'm going to say this. This is your 1-day 25 contacts tracking sheet from Bold. But guess what? You don't have to use this one. This is my old one, and guess what you do have now? You have contacts in command. You've got campaigns. You've got sales pipeline. These things in command are systems. Are they not? Say yes, they are. And they're built beautifully, and they're built specifically to follow the KW models. No way. You're like, this is incredible, Tim. And I go, I know. And I'm standing in this room alone, not being able to hear any of you, and I can't even tell you how powerful this is. And I hope you're hearing it, because guess what? Out of 100 people, only 10 of them actually hear me. And out of those 10 that actually hear me, only one of them is actually going to do this at a higher level because of it. So literally, here we've got however many are in this class, or maybe later, whoever's going to watch this again on the Facebook channel. But I'm going to say this. You deserve to use these systems to create the client experience so that your dang clients can be blessed by it. Okay? So do yourself the favor and use what's already here. It's so powerful. And guess what? On a listing appointment, do I show them this? Say yes, I do. I show them what it means to have systems. Do the other agents show them that? No, they don't. So you become differentiated quickly when you show them you've got systems. All right, question. What does following up create? What does following up with those systems create? The fortune is in the follow-up. You ever heard that term? The fortune is in the follow-up. And guess what? When you follow up, it creates listings. And is that not what we're talking about today? Okay, so you just heard a new way to get new listings. If you did it, or if you promise to commit to yourself, just do it for a month. Just say, I'm going to take 1 month out of my career in real estate, and I'm going to prove Tim wrong that this doesn't work to get these clients this way. And I look forward to saying, hey, congratulations on making this much more money because you did what I dang told you. This works. Do it. Promise to yourself, I'm going to take a month out of my life. I'm going to go do this for 4 hours a day, 5 days a week to just prove if it works. Great. Do it. And if it does work, keep doing it. There you go. So this was a client information sheet that I used. It was a system, and it was a model that I followed to create it. And it allowed me to stay in touch with my clients and to learn about them better. And guess what? If you do something twice, you need a system for it. If you do something more than twice, it only helps you that much better to take control of your business with systems. And just say, we have a system for that. When you're at the listing appointment, say, we have a system for that. And wait, referrals is a system. Campaigns is a system. Personalized IDX pages. These are systems to help you stay in touch with your clients, to build value with your clients, to refer your clients, to give them the IDX page that can help them search all around the country, if almost not the world at this point. So, question. Oh, yeah. do you have to be the one that does the camping? So if there's anybody on there that has a team, if there's anybody on here that has a partnership, do you always have to be the one camping properties? No. Could you find somebody that's not doing a lot of business right now? Let's say somebody that's never done a deal with Keller Williams, but they have their license with us. And maybe they're in the productivity coaching program or something like that, or they're a mentor, they're being mentored or something. But guess what? You could go, hey, you take this listing, I'll take this listing. Let's meet back here and let's, work the deals we create together here. What is that? You're like teaming up. Am I right? This is a company of teams, and you don't have to be the one to do the camping. You don't. And if you're the one making big dollars, you can pay someone to do it well also, couldn't you? If you were making $200,000 next year, 2021, you made $200,000. How much more is that than you're already making? Could be a lot, could be a little. But I'm going to say, if you made $200,000, would you have some extra money to potentially pay someone else to camp 4 properties a week? 5 properties a week? Say yes, you could. Easily. Right? There you go. So leads you need 5 listing potentials at all times. You need 10 real right now buyers. That's the way we call it. And those can be labeled your A right now buyers. Those are your B, they're seriously looking buyers. And C, they want to do something someday if they can, buyers. Okay? The ABCs of buyers. Now, the clients you need are, here's your 5 listings potentials that are coming, and here's your 10 buyers. So these are if you just printed out an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and made 5 boxes at the top and 10 boxes at the bottom, this could be your dang pipeline. This could be your pipeline. So you need to be writing 10 offers at all times. You need to have 5 real right now listings coming up at all times. If you have a missing spot, guess what you got to do? Go get more to fill that spot, because if you've got 5 real right now listings coming up at all times, and if you had 10 offers being written and or buyers that want to write soon as possible, then that's your pipeline. This is your pipeline, and that is what leverage is. You're leveraging a tool, and guess what? In Command, this is what your pipeline is. You've got a sales pipeline in your opportunities tab. It says opportunities, your listings that are appointments that are becoming active, listings that become under contract to get closed. Buyers, appointments, buyers active, buyers under contract, buyers closed. This is a dang system, people. Remember, a business of systems and standards. So now we're at leverage. So your pipeline, this is what is coming up and who is underutilized. It's so underutilized. At open houses, and I hope you're still all in because I'm talking as fast as possible because we literally only have a minute left. It is so important that you understand that your pipeline of listings that are coming is something that everyone wants to know about. Even in our office as agents that want to sell listings that aren't hit the market yet. So anybody that's on this dang call that's been in the business for more than a year knows how valuable all of your shadow inventory is coming up. It's so important. And if I'm at an open house and somebody walks in and they're like, yeah, thanks, I appreciate seeing the house. You go, hey, would you like a list of everything that's about to hit the market that I know of that isn't on the market yet? They go, yeah. Oh, cool. Well, hold on. Grab your phone real quick. I'll text it to you. Did you hear that? They grab their phone. You're texting them your mobile app because it has your inventory in there. It has also, you can text them then from there forward about all the listings that are coming up. And guess who's got a new client from that point forward, most likely? You. So here we go. Everyone wants to know what's coming. Everybody does. And I just used my open house script there. And yeah, pull out your phone. Here, I'll text you what my listing's coming up. Winning the listing. You have standards. You have standards. If you don't have standards, they're just suggestions. All right? So differentiate yourself. People know what you are. You're a realtor. People know a lot of times how you do it or how you operate that makes you different. But a lot of times on a listing appointment, they want to know why. They want to know what makes you different in regards to why you do what you do. Right? It's a big deal. And having, it helps you be authentic to them. That's a really important thing. So in last part of all this is that your mission, your vision, your values, beliefs, and perspective. This is Keller Williams one. If you don't know it well, I would put it in your listing presentation. There are people that want to hear what our mission is, what our vision is, how do we see ourselves as a company? What made you align your business with Keller Williams? Show it off. Boom, boom, boom. I won't go through all of that. My mission statement, I won't go through all of that. Question: how can you help the client feel a part of your team? When you're in the listing appointment and you're talking with the client and you want to bring them into your team, you could say, hey, one thing that we do is we allow for you to market your listing with our listing materials that we create for you. So you could say, hey, I'm selling my house. Who knows somebody that would like to, a lot of your friends on Facebook have been to your house. So they know your house already. They might have already thought of somebody that's trying to find a place that doesn't know about it. You can win the listing because that's talking about something that no one else talked about. So again, we're not going to be able to cover all this as quickly as I'm going through it all, but you can schedule my time. You can. If you had a luxury listing that you wanted to go win, you could call me and say, Tim, come with me. I want to win this luxury listing. It's like one of my favorite things. And I won't talk this fast, I promise. So leaders build a team that everyone feels a part of. When you're the listing agent, you are the leader of that transaction. When you're the listing agent, you are a leader and you're guiding your client because you're helping them feel a part of that team. So powerful. All right. Lastly, this is a wall in my old office that I created. This is literally, that's a desk. This is like a folding table. That's how big this is. This is actually a pull down projector screen. And this is my wall of value that I created. That literally when people would come into the office, they'd have to walk by this and go, whoa, what is that? And I go, this is our wall of value. And I think we might create a new version of that in this office somewhere so that you could walk your clients by our wall of value and what we provide. So it's kind of a neat thing. And there's no way you could see this on your screen, I'm sure. But your vendors, don't discount your vendors. Those are people that live in this area. They're investing in the community. They want to have a great real estate agent like you to refer to. If you haven't reached out to everybody in your database and said, hey, I want to be the agent that you recommend, even though you're doing tile, you're a tile company, I want to be the person that you recommend in business. Cool, right? Okay. And there's my old list. Then it's all about, the best of the best. Who you recommend. In fact, there's my logo. That's my McCall team. This was an event I created called The Best of the Best. And literally we outfitted our office. We had little bouquets on the table made out of money. And these were little bouquets of money on the table. And everybody there that came learned about the one thing. And we started really creating a business-to-business network that gave back to its community. You can do all this stuff. We did big events. These are all videos you could look up on our YouTube channel. But knowing your market is another part of it. I'm not going to go into all that right now because we're already 4 minutes over. But I'm going to say this is a way. Prove to your client that you know the stats. You want to know the stats. Prove to the client that you know the stats. And you can't be disruptive if you don't know your market. And so showing them the referral network across the planet that you've got in Keller Williams. Did you know that in Command, you can see referral patterns of where people are moving out of cities or moving into cities? Did you know that? It literally tells you the percentages of where people are moving to Springfield from in the United States and Canada. Isn't that cool? If you can show them that, how many other agents are showing them that you're looking at the nation and going, hey, by the way, 17% of the people that move to Springfield are from Branson or from Kansas City or from Louisville, Kentucky. You don't know until you look it up. And they don't know unless you show them. So become the leader, become the boss of the listing, become that boss. And let's see, I'm not going to go through all of this right now. Not gonna, study negotiations, get great with your dang marketing. Be brilliant with your branding. It's super impressive. And then lastly, use your mobile app. I mean, I use it all the time. Is it perfect? No. Is Zillow's? No. Is Redfin's? No. Is Realtor.com's? No. None of them are perfect. Guess what you have, though? The ability to save their data. It comes directly to you. You're able to follow up that much more efficiently. There's beautiful marketing. I created this in Command. This is mine. Market Snap. This is mine. There's mine. That's my picture. Tim McCall. Boom. Ready. All right. Thank you all. I'm so excited. I appreciate your time. This has been Listing Like a Boss. We are going to cover some more of the material later, but I can't wait to meet with you in person. And we're going to end this here. Look forward to receiving your questions, and we'll rock it from here, guys. Okay? Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.